You break out of the egg, somewhere in the Galapagos Islands. Your eyes are sealed shut and your body is pink with no feathers. One other sibling hatches beside you, cracking through the shell and landing in the small nest wedged between two rocks. A third egg sits at the edge, but nothing moves inside it. Your mother lands above you and drops something small into your open mouth. You swallow without thinking. Then she leaves. Your sibling raises its head higher and opens its beak wider, so when your mother returns, it gets fed first. You try to push forward, but your sibling is heavier and blocks you. You get the second piece, smaller than the first. This keeps happening for 2 weeks. Your sibling grows faster, and every time food arrives, it feeds before you. Your eyes open after a few days, and thin feathers start covering your skin. Your sibling's feathers come in thicker, and it moves around the nest with more strength. Skip forward to 3 weeks old. Your sibling stands at the nest edge, flaps twice, and jumps. It glides down and lands on a rock below, then hops away. You need to follow, so you move to the edge and push off with your legs, spreading your wings. But your body drops too fast. You hit the rocks hard and roll onto your side with your wings folding wrong. Your legs can't hold you right away, so you stay there before crawling back up toward the nest. When your parents return, your sibling is gone. Your mother lands and drops food directly into your mouth. For the first time, you get everything she brings. You're finally getting what you need. But the dry season is getting worse, and soon, seeds won't be enough for anyone on this island. Skip forward a bit and you're 4 weeks old now. Your wings work, so you leave the nest and follow your parents across the rocks. They land near dry ground and peck at seeds between the stones. You copy them, pressing your beak on a seed, but it slips away. You try again, pushing harder, but your beak can't crack it yet. Your father flips a rock with his foot and pecks underneath. You hop over and flip another rock, but nothing is there. You try the next one. Still nothing. You spot a cactus between 2 rocks and need to eat, so you hop closer and peck at a green pad. A spine stabs your beak, making you jerk back. A few steps later, you find a dead beetle with its legs curled. You grab it and swallow before anything arrives. It's small, but it's your first meal alone. The next day, you try seeds again. One cracks after several tries, and you eat the piece inside. But your parents have moved away, so you follow. Another finch lands nearby, bigger than you, and starts eating from your spot. You hop closer, but it snaps at your face with its beak open, so you back away and move somewhere else. Over the next week, you crack more seeds and find another dead insect. But every day there's less, and what's left takes longer to open. Your parents bring back less food, and other finches search the same areas. The island is drying out. Most of what's left is too hard to break, and the easy spots are taken by bigger birds. You'll need to find something new, or you won't survive the next few weeks. You're 6 weeks old now, and you haven't eaten in 2 days. Your parents stopped bringing food, and the seeds are mostly gone, so you fly toward where the seabirds rest on rocks near the water. When you land, other finches are moving between the boobies that sit cleaning their feathers. One finch hops onto a boobie's back and pecks at the base of its tail feathers. The boobie shifts but keeps sitting, so the finch leans down and drinks something from the spot. Then it flies away. You watch another finch do the same thing. It pecks twice, a small red spot appears, and the finch drinks before leaving. You need to eat, so you pick a boobie that's turned away cleaning its wing. You fly over and land on its back with your claws gripping the feathers. Then you peck once at the base of a tail feather, but nothing happens. So you peck harder, and the skin breaks, making a red drop well up. You lean down fast and drink. It's thick and fills your beak faster than seeds ever did. The boobie turns its head toward you, so you jump off and land on the rocks. You swallow, and your stomach feels full for the first time in days. That's your first blood meal. Over the next week, you feed this way 4 more times. Each time gets easier because you know where to peck and how hard to push. The boobies don't chase you, and most barely react if you're quick. You just have to land, break the skin at the feather base, drink what comes out, and leave before they turn around. You've found food that actually works when nothing else does. The other finches on this island are still fighting over seeds and insects, but you've learned something most birds would never try. You're 4 months old now, and you've been feeding on blood for weeks. You've claimed a spot near rocks where boobies rest between fishing trips, and you wait there for them to land. One day, another finch lands on your rock. He's a male, older and heavier, and he doesn't leave when you hop closer. You need him gone because this is your spot, so you puff your feathers and move toward him. He does the same, raising his head and opening his beak. Then he jumps first, pecking at your head. You dodge and strike his wing with your beak. Both of you jump and flap with your claws, scratching and beaks snapping, until he catches you above your eye, making blood run down your face. You stumble back and he pushes forward, chasing you off the rock. You fly farther down the coast where there are fewer boobies, but also fewer finches. When you land, 3 others are already feeding from different birds. They don't attack, but they go first and you wait. After they finish, you pick a boobie sitting alone. You land on its back, peck at the base of a tail feather until the skin breaks, and drink before jumping off. The cut above your eye stops bleeding after a while but stays swollen for 2 days. You return to this new area over the next week because the older male still holds your old spot. Each time you come back, the same 3 finches are here and you wait for them to finish before feeding. Sometimes a 4th one shows up, younger than you, and you chase it away before it gets close to any of the boobies. Blood keeps you alive out here, but the best spots always belong to the bigger birds. If you want to hold territory, you'll need to be stronger than you are now. Skip forward, and you're 8 months old now. Rain has come briefly, bringing more insects and seeds. Other finches pair off and build nests in cracks between rocks, so you start looking for a mate. You spot a female foraging near your area. She's pulling grass and carrying it toward a sheltered spot. You need her attention, so you land nearby and hop closer. She stops and looks but doesn't leave. You find a small insect, pick it up, and drop it near her feet. She eats it, then goes back to pulling grass. So you follow and start gathering twigs and dried material, carrying them to the crack where she's working. You drop them near the opening and she takes some inside. You keep bringing material for an hour, making trips while she arranges everything, but then she flies away, so you wait thinking she'll return. After a while, you go looking and find her down the coast with a larger male. They're building a nest together in a better spot, higher and more protected than yours. The male sees you and flies toward you with his wings spread. You leave before he arrives, going back to your area alone. Over the next few days, you watch other pairs finish their nests and mate. You try approaching 2 different females, but both ignore you and stay with the males they've already chosen. One of those males chases you away when you get too close, so you stop trying. The rain ends after 2 weeks, and the seeds start disappearing again. Most pairs have laid eggs by now, and you spend your time feeding on boobies like before. You'll have to wait until next season to try again, and there's no guarantee you'll be any more successful then. Right now, you just need to survive long enough to get another chance. You're 1 year old now, and the drought has returned worse than before. Seeds disappeared within weeks, and insects are almost gone. Other finches search the same areas, finding less each day, but you focus on the boobies. One day, you find a booby chick that died overnight. Its body is still soft, so you land and peck at the eyes and beak where the skin is thinnest. Another finch lands and hops toward you trying to push you off, but you snap at its face, making it back away. You keep feeding until there's nothing left. A few days later, you spot a booby dragging one wing along the rocks. It can't fly and moves slowly, so you land on its back and feed longer than usual. It tries shaking you off but can't, so you drink until you're full. The booby stays in the same spot afterward. You return the next day and feed again. This time it barely reacts when you land. Over the next 3 days, you come back 4 more times. Other finches see what you're doing and try feeding from the same bird, but you chase them off by flying at them with your beak open. The booby dies on the 5th day. By then, you've fed from it 7 times, more than you've gotten from any single source. Each time you returned, it had less strength to resist, and toward the end it just sat still while you drank. You've become better at finding blood and defending it from other finches. You know which boobies are weak enough to feed from multiple times, and you know how to keep your spot when others try taking it. But the boobies are leaving the island now, and there are fewer arriving each day to replace them. You're 1.5 years old now, and you've claimed the best territory on this part of the island. Your area includes rocks where boobies rest between fishing trips, and you know their patterns. You know when they arrive, how long they stay, and which ones let you feed without resisting. 3 boobies land in your zone. You fly to the first one, land on its back, peck until the skin breaks, and drink before jumping off. Then you move to the second one and feed the same way. A younger finch lands nearby and watches. It hops toward the 3rd booby, so you fly at it with your wings spread and beak open. It leaves before you reach it. You feed from the 3rd booby without problems. Later, an older female enters your territory and feeds from a booby that just landed. She's larger and more experienced, so you watch from your rock. She finishes and leaves, then you feed from the same bird. That evening, you spot the same young finch trying to come back. It lands at the edge and moves toward a resting booby. You fly over and chase it across the rocks until it crashes into a stone trying to escape. It gets up and flies away with one wing tilted wrong. You return and feed once more before the boobies leave. Then you land on the highest rock. Other finches feed farther away, but they stay out of your area now. You've learned where the boobies land, how to feed from them efficiently, and how to keep other finches from taking what's yours. The food here belongs to you because you're strong enough to defend it, but the boobies won't stay forever, and when they stop coming, none of this will matter. Skip forward a bit, and you're 2 years old now. You fly to your territory and wait for the boobies like always. One lands on your usual rock. It's large and you've fed from it before. You land on its back with your claws gripping the feathers. Then you peck at the base of a tail feather like you've done hundreds of times. The skin breaks and blood wells up, so you lean down to drink. But the booby jerks forward suddenly. You lose your grip and fall between its body and the rock. You try flying out, but one wing catches under the booby's foot before you can spread it. Then the booby shifts its weight down, pinning you against the stone. You push with your legs and flap your free wing trying to escape, but the weight doesn't move. You peck at the booby's foot, reaching as far as you can, but you can't hit anything vital. The pressure makes it harder to move with each breath. You keep pushing for another minute, but your legs stop working. Then your free wing stops flapping. The booby stays in the same position, resting. After a while, your body goes still. The booby doesn't move for another hour. When it finally stands and flies away, your body stays pressed against the rock. Other finches land nearby later and continue feeding from different boobies. One hops past your body without stopping. By evening, crabs come up from the tide and drag pieces of you back down toward the water. Your feathers scatter across the rocks over the next few days, and eventually there's nothing left to show you were ever here.